Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. Welcome to another video. I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I've been meaning to make a full sharh of the poem of Al-Ilbiri, rahimahullah. And hopefully I'll be able to do this this time, insha'Allah. And if you've been following me, you would have seen that, alhamdulillah, we have published the poem of Al-Ilbiri, the ta'iyya of Al-Ilbiri. It is available now, and this is actually my proof copy, and that is why it has the ugly letters here. It says not for resale. You can get it without these letters. It is available on Amazon. I'll put links to this in the description if you're interested, insha'Allah. Anyway, the poem of Al-Ilbiri, it is very, very beautiful. And it is something I advise you to read and study, even if you're a beginner learning Arabic. And the reason is, it is not like the other poetry. It is not like the classical poetry, which is very difficult to understand. It is very difficult to break down. The vocabulary and the structure and everything is so complicated, and it's so hard compared to normal Arabic text. The language of this poem is much easier, and you can easily grasp it with a simple sharh, insha'Allah. And the meanings are very relevant and very beneficial. So I definitely encourage you to study this. And for this reason, the ulama, they have been encouraging the students of knowledge to learn and even memorize this poem. And this has been going on for centuries. Al-Ilbiri, rahimahullah, he composed this poem in the 5th century Hijri. And subhanallah, students have been memorizing this poem for centuries to this day. And there is a story behind this poem. And that is, a person named Abu Bakr insulted Al-Ilbiri, rahimahullah. When he insulted him, it is said that Abu Bakr might have been his son. It is said maybe he was his nephew, maybe he was just a stranger. Whoever he was, when he insulted him, instead of replying in kind, insulting him back, as was the custom of the poets, Al-Ilbiri decided to repay him by providing him the most beautiful advice. Normally what the poets would do is they would go back and forth. Someone would insult them and they would reply by composing poems against that person, by insulting that person. They would have these poetic feuds, if you will, like we see between Farazdaq and Jarir. These two poets, these two giants of poetry. They had this feud that went on for years and years and years. And, this Farazdaq, he used to swear that he would kill a person named Mirba. So Jarir made fun of this and he said, زعم الفرزدق أن سيقتل مربعا أبشر بطول سلامة يا مربع. Farazdaq has alleged that he will kill Mirba. Rejoice of a long life, O Mirba. As long as Farazdaq has threatened to kill Mirba, he will have a long and safe life. It is never going to happen. He's never going to be good for his word. So, they would go back and forth like this, insulting each other and making fun of each other. So this was the way of the poets. But Al-Ilbiri, rahimahullah, we have to understand, he was not only a poet. He was also an alim and a faqih. He was a faqih of the Maliki school. And so, when this person insulted him, he responded in the most beautiful manner possible. He provided him advice that would benefit him in the dunya and the akhirah in the form of this poem. And subhanallah, this advice, it became etched in history. It became immortal. And this is what we know as the ta'iyya of al-Ilbiri, or the manduma of al-Ilbiri. And the ulama, they have been encouraging students, as I said, to memorize and learn this poem for all these years. And when you look at this poem, you can see why. You can see the beauty and the benefit and the depth of its meanings, insha'Allah. So with that, I want to get started with the poem, insha'Allah. He says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The poem reads, تفت فؤادك الأيام فتى وتنحت جسمك الساعات نحتا. تفت is to crush. فؤادك, your heart. الأيام فتى, فتى مفعول مطلق, used for emphasis. The passing of days, or the days, they crush your heart into crumbles. They crush your heart. وَتَنْحِتُ جِسْمَكَ السَّاعَاتُ نَحْتًا. And the hours, they carve away at your body. Tanhit, it is to chisel. What the carpenter does, to chisel the wood or the stone. So the hours or the time, they are, it is chiseling out from your body, from your soul. Time is taking away from you. It is like Hassan al-Basri said, Ya ibn Adam, O son of Adam, innama anta ayyam. You are but days. Kullama dhahaba yawmuk, dhahaba ba'duk. Every time the day passes, for every day that passes, a part of you goes with it. A part of you leaves every day. For every passing day, a part of us is lost. Subhanallah. So that is our reality. The time and the passing of days, it is taking away from what is us, from our soul, from our existence. وَتَدْعُوكَ الْمَنُونُ دُعَاءَ صِدْقٍ. And death calls out to you in earnest. دُعَاءَ صِدْق. It calls to you in earnest. It is a true call. أَلَا يَا صَاحِي أَنْتَ أُرِيدُ أَنْتَ. أَلَا يَا صَاحِي, it is what is known as tarkhim. So it is actually short for Ya Sahib. Ala Ya Sahib. So the munada or the vocative is shortened in Arabic sometimes. That is called tarkhim. Ala Ya Sahi Anta Uridu Anta. It is you who I desire you. So every day, if you think about it, death is calling out to us. You know, for every person we know who dies, death is calling out to us. You know, everything is a sign that death is calling out to us. And subhanAllah, every year that passes, death is calling out to us. And, you know, it is really incredible that the way we respond to all of this, time is taking away from our soul, from our body, and death is calling out to us. And what do? We celebrate every year. We celebrate every passing year. We celebrate the birthdays, subhanallah. You know, it is like, it is, you know, as they asked a person, Kam umruk? How old are you? And he said, Situna sana, 60 years. So they told him, Anta sa'irun ila rabbik. أو أنت منذ 60 سنة تمشي إلى الله. You have been walking towards Allah for 60 years. فمن سار إلى الله 60 عام لمن ورده لا قريب. The one who has been walking towards Allah for 60 years, he is close to his destination. The one who has been traveling towards his destination for 60 years, he is close to reach, he is close to his destination. So all of us, we have been traveling towards our destination for so long, and we can reach any moment. So this is the reality of our existence. So he says, أراك تحب عرسا ذات غدر. I see that you care for a treacherous bride. In some versions of the poem, it says, أراك تحب عرسا ذات خدر. A bride in her quarters, ذات خدر. So a young, beautiful bride. أبت طلاقها الأكياس بتا. Whom astute men have divorced irrevocably. الطلاق البت is the talaq which is irrevocable, which has no raj'ah, the final talaq. Al-Akiyasu jammu kayyis, the ones who are intelligent. So the intelligent have divorced this bride. So actually he is talking about the dunya here. Those who are intelligent, they don't chase this treacherous bride, which is the dunya. They know this bride is treacherous, and they have divorced the dunya with the final divorce. There is no raj'ah. They have divorced the dunya irrevocably. And it is like Ali radiallahu an. It is like what is reported about him. He used to stand the night in prayer. He used to stand in front of Allah Azza wa Jal, and he used to cry and hold on to his beard and say, Ya dunya, urri ghairi, deceive other than me, deceive someone else. Laqad tallaqtuki thalathan, I have divorced you 3 times. Khalas, I have divorced you irrevocably. So this is what the akiyas do. Those who are intelligent, they leave the dunya. They understand its treacherous nature. تنام الدهر ويحك في غطيط بها حتى إذا مت انتبهت. You are in deep slumber, not in light sleep where you might hear a sound and wake up. You are in deep slumber and you're snoring. You don't pay attention to anything. That is the kind of sleep you are in when you are in the dunya. As far as your akhirah is concerned, as far as the reality is concerned, you are in a deep slumber. And when do you wake up? حتى إذا مت انتبهت. It is when you die that you finally wake up to the reality of things. Subhanallah. فكم ذا أنت مخدوع وحتى. Oh, how deceived you are. And until when? وحتى متى لا ترعوي عنها وحتى. Until when will you not hold back from her? Meaning the dunya. Abu Bakr. Now he's calling this person we talked about, the one who insulted him. He's calling him by name. Abu Bakr da'awtuka law ajabta. I have invited you to take heed. I have called you, if only you would take heed. إلى ما في حظك لو أقلت. I'm calling you to your own best interest, to what benefits you. لو أقلت, if only you understand. And then Al-Ilbīrī rahimahullah, he proceeds to advise him of the thing that will benefit him the most in the dunya and the akhirah. And what is that thing? That is al-ilm. He says, إِلَى عِلْمٍ تَكُونُ بِهِ إِمَامًا. To knowledge that would make you an imam, a leader. مُطَاعًا إِن نَهَيْتَ وَإِن أَمَرْتَ. You will be obeyed if you command and if you prohibit. So subhanallah, ilm, this is what brings true stature to a person. Someone could be nobody, and Allah Azza wa Jal, He exalts him just with knowledge. The stature of ilm, it cannot be bought with anything else. A story I remember, the Khalifa Ma'mun, the son of Harun Rashid, he had a mu'addib, a teacher for his children. So this teacher is a sheikh. So, one of his informants, he saw that when this teacher wanted to get up, the sons of the Khalifa, the crown princess, both of them would fight to bring him his shoes or his slippers. And subhanallah, these are the crown princes. And the informant went and told the Khalifa, subhanallah. And the Khalifa, he asked the Sheikh when he was in his majlis, he asked him, Man a'azzun nas? Who is the most honorable of people? So the Sheikh said, A'azzun nas Amir al-Mu'mineen. The most honorable of people is the Amir al-Mu'mineen, it is the Khalifa. So Ma'mun said, no. The one who is more honorable than the Khalifa is the one over whose shoes the two princes fight. Subhanallah. So the Shaykh, he said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, O commander of the believers, لقد أردت منعهما, I wanted to stop them, ولكن خشيت أن أدفعهما عن مكرمة سبقا إليها. I was reluctant to stop them from a praiseworthy deed that they raced towards. Subhanallah. So this is the izzah of ilm. A sheikh I know, he said, he was sitting in the haram in Medina, and they would see the mashayikh coming, and I think it was Sheikh Mukhtar al-Shinqiti. He is one of the most popular teachers in the haram. I don't know if he's teaching in the haram anymore, but when he used to teach, he said when he comes to the dars, the students would surround him, asking questions and accompanying him, and subhanallah, it is a sight to see. And this is the love and the taqdeer, the stature that Allah puts in the heart of the people for the people of ilm. So my sheikh, the one telling me, he was saying that he was sitting with another brother who Allah had given a lot of khair. He was a very rich person. He was looking at the sheikh and he was saying, if I could have this, I would give away all my money, but it can never be purchased by money, subhanallah. So this is the fadl of ilm. إلى علم تكون به إماما. So this is ilm, subhanallah. And I've seen this myself. People would come to a country without having anything, no money, not knowing anyone, but just ilm, and Allah would exalt them, subhanallah, to a place where they would never have reached, no matter how much success in the dunya they have had. وَيَجْلُو مَا بِعَيْنِكَ مِنْ غِشَاهَا. يَجْلُو, it clears, to clear up, يَجْلُو. مَا بِعَيْنِكَ مِنْ غِشَاهَا. غِشَا is a film, or a film, or a barrier. So it clears up the film over one's eyes. وَيَهْدِيكَ السَّبِيلَ إِذَا ضَلَلْتَ. And it shows you the way when you're lost. this ilm. Yani, it shows you things clearly. Like the dua of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma arina al-haqqa haqqan warzuqna ittiba'ah wa arina al-batila batilan warzuqna ijtinabah. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he prayed, "Oh Allah, show me the truth as the truth, the haqq as the haqq. Show me things as they are, and the ability to follow it. Show me the truth as the truth and the ability to follow it or to implement it. And show me the batil as batil, falsehood as falsehood, and the ability to stay away from it." So it is ilm that really gives you the clarity of vision, and it shows you what is right and what is wrong. وَتَحْمِلُ مِنْهُ فِي نَادِيكَ تَاجًا وَيَكْسُوكَ الْجَمَالَ إِذَا اقْتَرَبْتَ. Because of this ilm, you will wear a crown in your nadi, in your majlis, in your gathering. You will be the one with a crown. And this ilm, it will give you a cloak of beauty, even if you are a stranger. Say, if you go to a strange land, when you're a stranger, you are nobody. Yani no one knows you. And you might be from a big family. You might know people in your balad, in your country. But as soon as you go somewhere else, then you become nobody. You have no connections. You have no stature. You are a foreigner. You don't have this paper, this passport. You are not a watani. You are not a national. And you are a foreigner. But if you have this ilm, it exalts you over all of these things. يَكْسُوكَ الْجَمَالَ إِذَا اقْتَرَبْتَ. It will give you a cloak of beauty, even if you are a stranger. وَيَنَالُكَ نَفْعُهُ مَا دُمْتَ حَيًّا. And its benefits will reach you as long as you're alive. وَيَبْقَى دُخْرُهُ لَكَ إِنْ ذَهَبْتَ. And its stores, dukhr. Dukhr, it is to store something. The store of it will remain in dhahabta, even if you leave. So look at Al-Ilbiri rahimahullah. When did he write this poem? In the 5th century. Subhanallah. And how many times do you think people would have said rahimahullah about for Al-Ilbiri rahimahullah? Every time we read this poem, all over the world, over all these years, for centuries, people have been saying rahimahullah, rahimahullah, rahimahullah. يبقى دخره إن ذهبت ويبقى ظهره لك إن ذهبت. Subhanallah. So he was definitely right about this. So inshallah we will continue in the next video. بإذن الله.